What is up and what's happening, Auburn fans? Welcome into another live edition of Auburn Primetime Live. It's a Friday afternoon. I'm glad to be here, officially 2 weeks away from Auburn football. Miss Karen, I see you over there. War down. Let's pull you up here. War down, Miss Karen. Whew, it's close, y'all. The Auburn Tigers are preparing for their final scrimmage of fall camp tomorrow. So I think we've heard that the defense is dominated and, in all caps from people that have received text messages. And there's been a lot of reports out there that the defense is ahead of the offense. And I think that's really what you want at that point. But now, tomorrow, I kind of want to see the Auburn offense have some highlights. Now, I've heard it's a closed scrimmage, so it's going to be hard to get a lot of intel. But I think when you're coming out of this scrimmage, because this is it, right? You're going to turn your attention to Baylor. When you come out of this, I think you want to hear good things from the running back room. I think, in my opinion, you really want to hear Damari Alston. That's me. I think he's running back one. I think you want to hear great things about Damari Alston, or Darrell Robinson. You really want to hear more out of Jeremiah Cobb. Hell, the whole room, to be honest, because Jeremiah Cobb's had the finger. You want him out of the yellow jersey, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So like, it would be nice to hear positive things just besides Omar Mapson. Like, I'm not taking anything away from Omar, but I want to hear more things out of that running back room. And so I do want to hear some highlighted throws from Jackson Arnold. I know he bounced back from the last scrimmage in practice. He made some good plays and things like that that were reported. But I want it in the actual scrimmage. I want him to make a couple throws, man. Throw a couple tutters, and Hugh always talks about confidence, right? Go into the Baylor preparation confident as ever that you're about to go dice these dudes up for 350 plus, right? Let's get over here to the comments. I see y'all. In here. Brett, my guy, War Damn fam. C Hall, what's up, my guy? War Damn Eagle, brother. War Damn Eagle. Brett says, Blake, I need you at the UGA game. Ooh, that'd be a good one. Man, I haven't been to a high profiled Auburn game since the Penn State game. I think that was the last one, and that ended up lackluster as ever. And so 2 years ago, I went to Eugene. Last year, I went to Knoxville. And so this year, I might step to a high profile Auburn game because I miss them. I miss them in Jordan-Hare, man. I wanted to get back to the way it used to be. Let's see here. Miss Karen says you need someone to help you. Bark back, Brett. Yeah, that is truly a weird thing that UGA fans do. And I think I was listening to Matt Stafford, and I think like former players think it's weird too, because I forget what podcast it was on, but they were like, bro, do you they're like, do you get into the whole barking thing? And he was like, no. And he was like, I'm not barking back at another human being. And I'm like, you're not a dog. So, you don't bark at people. It's just weird. I've also heard some terrible stories coming out of Athens and of Auburn fans like getting drinks thrown on them and stuff. And, people spitting and, spitting is wild. Spitting at someone or on someone is absolutely wild. If you spit on me, we got to throw hands. I mean, you're gonna have to whoop me because if you spit on me, that's insane. So yeah, Miss Devin, we see you over there. It is one more Friday. That is correct. We are almost there, man. We are almost there. Let's get over here. Absolutely. Oh, barking at people, man. You got to have backup and someone with bail money. There you go. There you go. I would never want to go to an opposing SEC stadium. I've heard too many stories. I've been to quite a few, and I had a great time at Mississippi State. I had a great time at Ole Miss. I had a great time at LSU. Their fans are hostile, but they just love LSU. Like, they're not there to torment you or anything like that. I had a great time at Tennessee. Now, I didn't go as an Auburn fan. I went as a neutral. I didn't wear anything I didn't wear Auburn stuff or anything like that. So, but I have had a great time in Knoxville. And so actually the both times I've been to Knoxville was to see Alabama and Tennessee play. I've never been to see Auburn and Tennessee play. So, let's see. I think that's well, I've been to Tuscaloosa, but yeah, I went to Tuscaloosa a lot. I've been to a lot of games in Tuscaloosa. So, um, it's not terrible. I actually had a fun time at the Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa, but I have heard stories. I'm with you. I've heard stories out there. So the only three I've heard bad things about is Florida, LSU, and Bama. You know, we didn't win when I went to LSU, so that could be one thing. That could have a lot to do with it. I could have a lot to do with it. I can barely convince my husband to take the trip to Auburn. I don't think I'll ever get to an away game. Maybe when the kids are older, we will go to College Station. Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. That is one place I do want to go. My dad went. My dad said it's really the stadium and stuff is cool, but there is absolutely nothing there. So he said it's cool and all, but he was like, there is nothing there. So yeah, I'm the type that like I want to get out of the SEC and like go venture around and see other stadiums. But getting back to Auburn, y'all, I think coming out of this scrimmage, I think you want to hear great things out of the running back room. Now I know the wide receivers are banged up. I'm really not mad at it because of how talented the room is. Eric Singleton Jr. could be a week. I would, if they sit out, that's fine. I want them to be healthy for Baylor. So I get it for Jackson Arnold, throwing to him and things like that in this final scrimmage. But you got Sam Turner, you got all these other cats out there, man. Let them go. Bryce Kane, let them go get some work in. And let those cats rest up and be ready for Baylor in 2 weeks. And so I'm not worried about the wide receiver room. Yeah, they're nicked up and banged up. That's okay. They'll be back. They'll be ready to go for that Friday night. Offensive line, I don't want to hear the defensive line just absolutely dominating the O-line. I want to hear positive things out of the offense. Sunday when we're on here talking about it, I want to hear positive things out of the O-line. I want to hear positive things out of the tight end room. I want to hear it all, man. I want the offense to have some moments, kind of like the coaching staff talked about the other night, ebbs and flows. Like I want the defense to have some highs. I want the offense to have some highs. But I do want to hear of Jackson Arnold having somewhat of a really good day. Now, I'm not worried about the defense either. Defense, I think, straight. Now, there was a quote from the defense that I do want to talk about. But first, talking about confidence in Jackson Arnold and Hugh Freeze and the practice clip, because I know all of you have seen it. It's been circling the web. It took off. What do you know? Auburn, somebody videos something, they post it. It goes viral. It feels like every single time Auburn does something, it goes viral. It goes viral. It's just like Auburn can't get out of the way. They can't get out of their own way. And look, that clip, okay? Did Jackson Arnold hold on to the ball too long? Yes. Did Jackson Arnold not make the right read? Yes. Like he didn't make a read at all because he didn't throw the dang football. So, did Jackson Arnold freeze up in that moment? Yes. Did Jackson Arnold have a bad practice rep right there? Yes. Did Jackson Arnold immediately know that he messed up? Yes. You want to know how? His body language. He clutched, and he just threw his hands up and he was like, ah. He threw his hands up. He was like, ah. And then here come Hugh Freeze. Jackson knew he made a mistake. Jackson knew he made a mistake. Now, for all the people that say, oh, the Jackson Arnold and Hugh Freeze marriage is off to a bad start. Hugh Freeze comes in and throws his visor, and he's chirping at Jackson, and he's saying, hey, I want the offense to be better. From this point on, the offense has to execute at a higher level. And he's giving Jackson the earful. If you've ever played sports in your life, I don't care if you played soccer, volleyball, softball, baseball, basketball, football, lacrosse, whatever. When a coach is chewing you out or getting on you in your face, ripping you a new one, oh, that's a good sign. That means he's coaching. That means he's coaching. How is the player going to take it? Is Jackson Arnold going to respond? Or is he gonna clam up and go into a shell? What is Jackson Arnold gonna do? I think it's great. I love to see coaches do it. Nick Saban did it for years, baby. I remember back in when they were on their little run, 09, 10, 11, 12, all that good stuff. They did that story on ESPN, that show about rolling with the tide or whatever. And I know I highlight Alabama a lot, but I respect the hell out of Nick Saban and the tenure he had at that university, and how he always honed in on perfection, man. I really, really respect it. And so there's this clip where he felt like a receiver was loafing. He felt like the receiver wasn't up to par. And he takes the straw hat and he slings it. And he used his best French and he said, "Run it again. Bleep, bleep, run it again. We ain't bleep, bleep out here. We ain't half out here." And it was on ESPN, man. They're bleeping it out. And he's telling them, he's like, not out here. Because if you go like that out here, you're going to go like that on Saturdays. So Hugh Freeze was getting after Jackson Arnold. And I like it. I like it. I love it, actually. I love it. Because now how is Jackson going to respond? So, just another day at practice. Look, that crap happens all the time. I hate to tell you, hate to be the bearer of bad news. If you don't think it happens all the time, it does. It does. It's sports, man. It's sports. That's just a regular day at practice. I can tell you this. You don't think Bruce Pearl has those moments with Tahad Pettiford? You don't think Bruce Pearl had those moments with Janai Broome where he just throws the clipboard and he's like, "This is pathetic. Practice is over. Practice is over. We're ending it early." I can tell you they all have those moments. You don't think Butch Thompson has seen some Auburn baseball player loafing and saying, "Hey, it ain't happening here"? It all happens, man. In every sport it happens where a coach just goes off. I expect more out of you. I can promise you Bruce Pearl has had those moments. I can promise you Butch Thompson has had those moments. You want to know how I know? Because they're winning. They are winning. And you don't get that unless you coach that way, man. Because they have a message that if you half-ass it here, you're going to do that on Saturdays. And that's the message that Hugh Freeze was sending to Jackson Arnold. He was saying, "Hey, if you don't get it right, get your crap together, man. Get it together. Because if you don't get it right here, you're not going to get it right Friday night in Waco, Texas." But everybody else wants to throw it up on Twitter and they want to say, "Oh, look at Auburn. They can't find a quarterback. Oh, my God." No, you're just showing me that you've never been in a competitive environment. You've never been in any type of competitive atmosphere in a practice in the dog heat of the summer. All you care about is Twitter and getting clicks and your money per month coming in off the site. That's all you care about. Come on, man. If you think it was any more than that, man, I see this one right here. Let me pull this up real quick. Come on, man. It happens in Pee Wee football, so you know it happens in college. Come on, man. Come on. I love it. I love it. Man, I live 2 minutes from a park here in Mobile. I drive by coming home from work. Them boys are out there, little 7, 8-year-old kids out there, man, popping pads. And they got dads right in their face. Hey, man, keep your head up. You got to see what you hit. I mean, they're up in their face, getting after them. So if it happens in Pee Wee football, like the Weakest Link said, it happens in college, baby. But everybody wants to come out and be like, oh man, here goes Auburn again. They suck. Then what's crazy to me is it's Auburn fans that are like, oh man, we suck. We suck, man. We suck. And I'm just like, how are you taking one clip from a practice and you just, oh, we suck? Y'all, it's like we talked about the other night. You're not going to know if we suck until Waco, Texas. That's when you'll know if we suck or not. Not because of a clip, a 3-second clip of Jackson Arnold holding on to the ball. I really don't get it. I really, really don't. I stayed off of Twitter yesterday because of that. Because I did not feel like getting on and arguing and getting ticked off and just my whole day just ruined. I did not feel like going that route. So I stayed away from Auburn Twitter. I think I posted about Premier League soccer yesterday, okay? Because that starts this weekend, and I love watching European soccer. So that's what I posted it about yesterday on X. Because I didn't feel like talking about this stupid clip of Hugh Freeze coaching football. Because guess what if he wouldn't have done that? If he would have walked over to Jackson and put his arm around him, they'd have been like, oh, look, man, Hugh, he's so soft, man. Hugh's just taking it easy on Jackson. I mean, what a soft coach, man. He's more worried about golf. This guy just ain't it, man. He ain't it. Like, if it ain't one thing, it's another, boy. You always got to criticize somebody. I was scrolling on TikTok the other night, and I come across his daughter. His daughter come across my FYP. Come across his daughter's TikTok. And it was a video of them getting ready for fall camp and giving out gift baskets. And so the first comment, I click on the comment section. First comments, tell your dad to stop playing golf. And I said, hey, look, man, I'm tired of this crap. So I commented. And I was like, hey, look, brother. I was like, just to let you know, every SEC football coach plays golf. And they play a lot of it in the summer. Okay? They play a lot of it. They take their boats out and go on boat days and things like that, and they cruise the river or the lake or whatever like that. All right? There's a lot of it because they're millionaires, man. They're making $10 million a year. So they do a lot of stuff. Golf is just one of their hobbies, man. They all play it. They always show up to these tournaments in the summer, and they play. And, hey, Hugh likes to play golf. Guess what he also likes to do? He likes to get Jace Matthews on the recruiting trail. I don't understand it, man. You got to criticize the dude every single day, and it's getting old. Like, I know he lost to New Mexico State. I know he lost to Cal. I know he lost to Arkansas and all this stuff. Look, he's still the head coach at Auburn. I'm going to support him. I'm going to back him, and I'm tired of hearing this bull crap about taking it easy on Jackson. And well, it didn't look like he took it easy on him yesterday. But I forget, some Auburn fans love sweater vest, clipboard, smacking on bubble gum, and saying, hey, we had a great week of practice. You want that visor guy? We had a great week of practice. And then we get on Saturday and we're up 20-0 in Baton Rouge and we blow it. Soapbox play. I'm just reading this. We love soapbox play. Man, I was hot yesterday. I tell you, uh, you did not see me on X. You did not see me on Twitter because of it. I am telling y'all right now. Brett, I think it's just an exhausted fan base that I also think it's a lot of that's the people that just want Hugh to fail. Yeah, I'm tired of the Baylor talk. I'm so tired of it. Heard Jackson did okay in the second scrimmage. Did they scrimmage today? I thought it was tomorrow. Yeah, I want to absolutely drill Baylor. I want to drill Baylor, especially after all this talk about they're going to blow us out and everything. Y'all want to see Blake go off? Ask him about Michigan. Yeah. I know it was a couple years ago, but I'll be honest with you. What ticks me off about the whole Michigan ruling, and I know we're getting off of Auburn real quick, but Brett brought this one up. Me and him had a little conversation earlier about it, and what ticks me off about it is everybody just kind of blows. They just kind of blow it off like, oh well, Michigan won the national championship. Oh well, get over it. It is what it is. Blah 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 blah. Right, y'all. They cheated in front of millions of people. They blatantly cheated in front of millions of people. There was a Netflix documentary that come out showing all those people how they cheated. There was a Netflix documentary that come out interviewing Connor Stallions, the guy that did it. And they were telling the whole world, hey, Michigan was paying for him to go to other games and stuff. And he's on the sidelines. He is on the sidelines. So when he gets back, when they play that team, he's standing on the sidelines and he's pointing his hand in the air saying, hey, it's a pass, because he knows what play's coming. And they get nothing. They get nothing. A $20 million fine. That's it. That's the gist of it. They get nothing. And like me and Brett talked about, is I am a diehard Auburn fan. And we have had the opportunity to win national championships, and we couldn't because we were on probation. And so watching a team do that and still get rewarded a national championship irks me. Because dang it, I feel like my team, if you want to talk about somebody cheating, my team should be awarded a national championship for going 11-0 undefeated. Like Brett said, they kept us off TV for a year. Like, it just ain't right, man. And I feel like a lot of people just let it go, just swept it under the rug. And they were just like, oh, well, who cares? No, I care, because in 2004, we didn't even get to play for one. And we did zero cheating. But these mugs were sending a dude to the games, flying him out to games and to sneak on the sideline. And they get nothing? Come on, man. Come on. It's BS. I think Jake Crane made a great point today, too, is Reggie Bush, you ruined USC's program for 15 years because of Reggie Bush taking money to get out of the living assisted apartments that his parents were having to live in, which is basically the hood. And he took money, and you ruined the program because of that. You took his Heisman away. You banned him from coming to games and everything like that. Like, and you let Michigan walk. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's crazy. It is crazy. I just feel like people are sweeping it under the rug and just letting it go because, oh well, season's almost here. It's Michigan. They won. Who cares? No, I care because Auburn should have had a couple of more national championships. That's why I care. That's why I care. It's BS. It's BS to me. So look, uh, quarterbacks, man. If they had a day today, that's awesome. I do want to hear Jackson having positive vibes out there, and I want to hear some big plays and things like that. I don't want to hear just his legs. I want to hear it through the air too. But look, there was a quote coming from a defender and a guy that broke his leg last year. He's back, and Champ Anthony. You know, I've been screaming for a couple years that Auburn. At the tail end of the Gus era and into the Brian Harsin era, I felt like Auburn had talented DBs, but they weren't the DBs that would come down and rock you. They weren't the DBs that were headhunters and would make you pay like we have been used to seeing in Auburn history. And we got away from that. But now, that boy Champ said, hey, there ain't no ducking. I would rather you get run over. I would rather watch somebody bury you into the earth than to duck the smoke. Because we're bringing the smoke this year. We're head hunting mentality. And I love that. I love it. Man, that fires me up right there. I thought Caleb Harris did a great job last year as a true freshman coming down from that safety role right there. And he would put a hat on a hat. And that is what Auburn's got to get back to. And I love hearing that from Champ Anthony. I think he's going to have a great year. Don't know where he's going to play right now, but you keep hearing him getting back, healthy, getting on the field. They're going to find somewhere to put him, whether it's at nickel, safety, whatever. I think he's going to have a heck of a year. But look, we'll do some studying up. We'll get with some people and talk about the scrimmage, and we'll get back on here either tomorrow or Sunday. I know I got called into work tomorrow, so tough day. But I think the committee just hates Auburn. Probably. I think America hates Auburn for real. I mean, it feels like we just get drugged through the mud every day on social media. But look, I'll be back sometime this weekend, man. I'll let y'all know, and we'll talk about the scrimmage. We'll talk going into preparation for Baylor, and we'll keep on talking about Baylor. I'm trying to get my guy from Baylor to come on, but boy, his schedule and my schedule, they do not mesh well together. I mean, so we're going to try. We're going to keep trying to get him on, but we're almost there, man. 2 weeks away. So I appreciate y'all watching. I know we threw it together today, but I'm going to go chat with some folks and see how the scrimmage went, and we'll be back on here this weekend. So I'll holler at y'all. War Damn Eagle. I'm out.